Hey, good morning. It's Friday, October 22nd, 2021. And I don't normally ever talk about politics, but I am going to talk a little bit about politics. There was a town hall meeting last night by our current president, Joe Biden, who is 78 years old. Now, first off, I want you to explain to me how it's possible. How many 78-year-old people do you know that are actively running companies or changing things or making things better for all of us? That's just not happening. So I think at some point in time in our future, we have to let younger people with new political views, ideas, and the fact that they're actually younger. Because when you have younger people making decisions, the decisions that they make that affect all of us also affect them and their families. If you're having like Nancy Pelosi's is 80, I think she's 80 or a little bit older than 80, and 78 years old, 80 years old, those people aren't making decisions that are going to affect them for what, the next couple of years? No, that's just not the way. I just don't think it's right for us to have 78-year-old people running our country or career politicians. Here's my gist. And again, I have always been a moderate centrist. And in fact, when I was in the military, they just were stunned that I like some of the ideas on the left as well as some of the ideas on the right, being some of the things I like on the right, family, uh, a belief system, right, about right and wrong, a family, making sure that you take care of your children, try to have a family, raise a family, Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. On the left, I really like the fact, and I know several people who this has affected, that just because you or a family member gets sick or get cancer, it shouldn't completely financially destroy you as a family. I mean, there's a guy online. His name is Jimmy Dore. He has the Jimmy Dore Show, and he went absolutely financially destroyed him, all because he wanted to save his life. He didn't want to die. It just There has to be a way for our medical community to make money, but not at the cost of being cruel to people. So, anyways, that's where I find myself out. But nowadays, there just doesn't seem to be any middle ground. And my absolute disillusion with the left now is here are just some of the things they promised us, and I wrote them down. Campaign promises that they haven't ever delivered on. And this is the left, all of the left. Promised us a $15 minimum wage. Nope. They promised us that they would eliminate or lower tuition cost repayment for the kids, because you shouldn't be between 18 and 24 and come out of college with a couple $1,000s in debt. That's insane. They promised us Medicare for all so that families wouldn't go broke trying to save the life of one of the people they love. And they also promised us a $2,000 check within the first week of being in office. Uh, that didn't happen. I can tell you from my personal experience, I live in what's called the Federal Hill here in El Paso on the west side, and most of the people that are around me are some type of federal employees, whether they are ICE agents or Border Patrol or FBI, DEA, all of those guys. That's where they have to live in a kind of a semi-secure community, and I just so happen to be lucky enough to live amongst them. But that to say that our border, it's a mess, man. It's a mess down here. You got people coming out of the sewers. You got roving bands of militia members just using justice of their own. It's out of control. It's absolutely out of control. And the current government, they just don't seem to care. Another thing, my food prices have gone up. Gas prices have gone up. It's almost $4 a gallon for gas, and that's regular. Inflation is here. The supply chain they're talking about is almost broken. And we're all going to get our taxes increased. In all of this time, the left has had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And they haven't fulfilled any campaign promises. And the more I look into their $3 trillion spending bill, it's pure insanity. There's stuff in there called CRT, critical race theory, which is, anyways, I don't want to get off too much on a rant. I'll wind it back up. Coming full circle, we can't have super seniors running our country, making decisions for the rest of us. And the wild thing is the vaccine mandate. I mean, this is the first time that I can remember in my life, and I'm 56, where someone has said that you have to get this vaccine. If you don't get this vaccine, we're gonna screw up your life. And I mean, here's one of the things I really agree with the right. I believe you have the right to choose. And sometimes your right to choose affects other people. For example, if you choose to drink and drive and you go out and get in an accident, you have to pay for the things that you did. You have to accept that responsibility. And if people are willing to do that, then so be it. You either believe in freedom and you don't. So I'll try not to beat this dead horse too much, but again, the fact that the people I thought were going to make the biggest change, the left, to help us, they didn't do any of the things they said. $15 minimum wage. We can't pass it. Let's eliminate student debt. Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Because, didn't happen. Can't quite get it done. Medicare for all, so that if you or one of the people you love get sick, you don't have to die without any dignity. They can save most of our lives. They're just not going to do it because it's not cost effective. How about that first bill I'm going to sign as it comes across my desk, the $2,000 check for each one of us? Nah, didn't happen. Southern border, absolute mess. Inflation, gas and food prices, it's unbelievable. The supply chain, they're talking about it's broken. They're talking about ships out on the West Coast that are having to wait 30 days just to, anyways. And then the trucking, anyways, the supply chain. I'll just get out of there. Our taxes are going to go up. Southern border is just an absolute mess. And if you don't believe me, please come on down here and take a look. I'll take you around, show you some of the stuff. And again, this entire time, the Democrats, the left, has had support of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And they have done exactly what? They've given us the vaccine mandate and demonized anyone who doesn't want to get a vaccine. Did I get the vaccine? Absolutely. Do I believe in the efficacy of the vaccine? Yes. Do I believe that they're being shady about the way they do it? Yes. And this authoritarianism, people aren't putting up with that, man. So it is what it is. Happy Friday. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, take care of yourself. Stay away from fat single moms. They're not worth it. No single mother is worth your investment of time, energy, and effort. Like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.